Well, hello. I thought we would just get started. I was planning and planning and planning, and let's just do it. My name is Angie Cornwell. I'm the dietitian at the Oxford County Community Health Center, and Sarah asked me to come and chat with you guys today about meal planning during a pandemic. Meal planning at the best of times, I can tell you, is it's a hard sell. We all think it's important, but it seems like a lot of work. It's not a sexy thing, so I don't get a lot of people asking for it. But can it really be a big game changer? And especially when we're trying to limit our trips to the grocery store to once a week, it can be a really important piece of grocery shopping, what my list says, and my budget. Like the meal plan is how those things can talk to each other. So we're going to chat a little bit about some of the things that I have found helpful myself, some things I talk to clients about, some things that clients have told me that they do. Um, I think that's about it. I feel like that's good. If there are any other questions that come up and you think, gee, I wish she would have said something about this other thing, please don't hesitate. Let Sarah know. She can contact me, and we can either set up another recording, or I can chat with you. You can also call me directly. I'm going to give a little bit of a speech if people don't know what the community health center is. We have been here for 10 years, but we're still quite new. People don't always know that we're here and we're available. I like to describe the community health center like if a public health unit and a doctor's office got together and had a baby. That would be a community health center. So we do have doctors, nurse practitioners, nurses, and a roster of clients as though we were a doctor's office, but we also have outreach workers, dietitian, mental health therapist, physiotherapist, housing team, addiction services. Oh shoot, I'm forgetting one and I forget which one it is. There's a lot which are all available to anybody who lives in Oxford County for free. So you can also just call me directly if you are looking for a little bit of extra support. If you just want to say, hey Angie, can we talk and we can brainstorm together so I can put together a meal plan for me or for my family. I've been doing that a lot during the pandemic and I'm happy to do that. My information, Sarah has my information, but I'm gonna just do this. High tech or what. So you guys can pause that. My phone number and my email is on there. You don't need a doctor's referral to see me, and your OHIP covers my costs. So as long as we're talking about food, even if we're talking about meal planning, I'm covered and you guys can call me directly. And that is true with all the other services that I just discussed as well, but you can call me and I can connect you with those kinds of things. So let's dive in to meal planning. For a lot of people, and I will include myself, I resisted meal planning for a really long time because in my mind, what meal planning was Meatloaf Monday, Taco Tuesday every single week. And I can tell you, it was Meatloaf Monday at my house when I was growing up. I'm pretty sure if I went to my mom and dad's next Monday, they would be having meatloaf still. And that works for them and they really enjoy that. And I found that really rigid and kind of boring. And I don't want to sign up for meatloaf every Monday if I don't want to. So I was doing a different kind of meal planning, more flexible meal planning. I knew I was going to have pork chops and ground beef and chicken, for example, because I was pulling those things out of the freezer, but I wasn't necessarily deciding which one was going to be on Wednesday night. And I wasn't necessarily deciding how I was going to use that ground beef yet. I might wait and see how I feel. So it still is a type of meal planning, but kind of like a choose your own adventure meal plan with some flexibility built in. For COVID, when we're trying not to go to the grocery store as often, it does become very, very specific. I still don't think you need to know what Thursday night's meal is, unless that's something you want to do. But if you know what you've got, what you need for what you want to make, and we're planning for leftovers on purpose, that can make a really big difference in terms of the amount of stress. And I'm going to tell you, it's not the making of the meals, it's the thinking of what to have. So one of the things that I do is I will sit down. Sometimes it's a formal family meeting. I have a couple of teenagers at home and my partner. Sometimes it's a formal family meeting and we make the meal plan together. because the thinking of what to make is the hardest part sometimes. Or I just have some kind of input. I'll shout down, hey, what kind of meal do you want this week? And pizza's not allowed. They say pizza every time. So pizza's always Friday night. We always make pizza or order pizza. So they have to pick something different. I'm forcing creativity on that piece. So uh, the meal planning and getting family input, so you don't have to be the one that thinks of something every time and then hears that sound, what's for supper, and it doesn't matter what you say, the sound is hate that sound, and I'll do anything to not have that sound. So when at least one of the persons in the room picked what that was, it does limit how often I have to hear that sound. So that is a really big important thing. Having an ongoing list. So I have a really pretty magnet. It just was from the dollar store list so that people can say, oh, we're running low on this, we're running low on that. Everybody can contribute. I'd like to say that works really well. It works a little bit. Not everybody contributes the way that they need to. It gives me something to start with. And then I remember to put stuff down because I don't even want to loop around the grocery store again because I forgot something. I want everything on that list. So knowing what you've got, what do you need to supplement because of what kinds of meals you want to make. So I do have a couple of tips. Do you remember buying tools that were going to change your life in terms of meal prep, right? So there are tools like that. Instapot is the most recent one. And if you've got an Instapot and you've used it or it's still in the box, pull it out and try it out. Maybe it will actually change your life. Even if you only use it once a week, or even if you only use it to prep an ingredient and then you've got that ingredient for other things, which I'm going to talk about, makes a really big difference. Your crock pot, dust that sucker off and get it out of the cupboard and pull it out, even if it's only once a week or once a month. It really does make it so that I can dump a bunch of stuff in a pot and walk away and do other stuff, help my kids with homework, do some cleaning, get some stuff done outside, have a little bit of a break, all that other crazy making stuff that we have to do. There are a lot of tools that we have oftentimes, or if you think, oh, I really did want that Instapot and I'm not interested. I'll tell you, I don't have one because I'm not interested in paying that much money for one. Go to the Goodwill. On one of your stops, if you can make it, blenders, food processors, crock pots, Instapots, all of those things are very frequently there and often only $7, and you can plug them in to see if they work. Little money saving tip, because I don't want to spend that much money on another tool. I just don't. I can be a cheapo sometimes. So pull the tools out that you've got, see if you can use them on a regular basis, especially if there's a heavy duty school day. That's the day I would plan to have the crock pot going. Planning for leftovers on purpose. So I talked about, even if you only use your crock pot or your Instapot to cook an ingredient. So for example, I'm just going to cook a big pile of chicken. I found a big family pack of chicken on sale at 30% off. I've got to cook it right now. Put it in the Instapot or the crock pot, cook it up. Don't flavor it too much. Once it's cooked, if I have a really nice size freezer or space in my little freezer, I can baggie that up into meal portions, put that in the freezer, and then I can make stuff out of that chicken. So I can make chicken burritos, or I can make a chicken pot pie, or I can make a chicken stir fry, or I can make chicken sandwiches or chicken wraps, because those are way more exciting than chicken sandwiches, even though they're the same thing. They look different, they feel different, they taste different, they're more exciting. I can even, like a casserole, chicken lasagna, like I could make a bunch of things when I've already got chicken. That can make a really big difference. If I don't have a big freezer, I can still cook that chicken. I got 4 days before it's risky. If I put it in the fridge, I got 4 days to use it up. So if I've cooked enough chicken for 2 meals, I can make some tonight. Maybe it's just chicken, potatoes, and carrots, because that's what I had in the crock pot. But then I save the rest of the chicken and I do chicken quesadillas, something fun and interesting. And that's just really fancy round grilled cheese with chicken and vegetables in it. Like, people get really excited about quesadillas and how fun they are and how exotic they are. They're dead easy. And you can do them on the barbecue too if it's a nice day. So once you've got those base ingredients, that makes a really big difference with planning stuff and using the leftovers on purpose, especially for other meals, right? So if I've made a chicken, then in the next couple of days, I can make chicken wraps. Um, I will also give a little bit of a tip. If you've got leftover chicken or whatever, leftover meat or ingredients in the fridge, at my house, I have to put a note on it. I use my little sticky note, little sticky notes, and I say, don't eat me, I have plans. Because there has been times where I go in the fridge and I'm like, hey, where are those chicken breasts that I cooked? And my teenagers say, oh, we ate them. And I'm like, well, that was going to be supper. So now you guys are making supper. And then I get some peanut noodles for grilled peas because that's their special. Also, if you have kids with specialties or partners with specialties, get them on the list for cooking once a week. Really helpful. I am the person, I don't care what you cook me. If you're cooking me something, I love it. So another one, so if I was going to do that with chicken or with roast beef or roast pork, I can do that with sausages so that I'm cooking a whole bunch at once, but I have 2 or 3 things to do with them. So it's leftovers technically, but it tastes a little bit different and it's served a little bit differently. So it's not as boring. Like, I mean, you can make a big lasagna and have lasagna for 3 days. Lots of people really like that. I love going home and having warm lasagna, but by the 3rd day, I'm kind of over it and I want something else. So using leftovers differently can be helpful. Another way that I do that is cooking ground beef or ground chicken or turkey. So I'll get a family pack again, or if they've got some on sale and they've got 2 or 3 packs, I can get them at 30% off. I can cook that up. I usually cook it with onions, carrots, celery. Well, I always put garlic in. I put garlic in everything. But then no more spices, maybe some pepper. That's it. And then I will freeze those in little baggies, meal-sized baggies, so 2 or 3 cups of meat and veg in a baggie, or use them within the 4 days. And then I can make, one of those baggies can make spaghetti sauce, because the ground meat part is the time-taking part, right? Dumping it in the crock pot with some tomatoes and some spices and some tomato paste, spaghetti sauce, done. I can make tacos out of that. I can make burritos out of that. Once I've got ground, let's say I've got ground turkey with veggies in, I just have to add some cooked rice, some salsa, and the can of black beans, and I've got burrito filling, done. So I can really start thinking about, I've got these things as backup, what can I do with them, and make a little list. These are the things we like, our family likes with chicken. These are the things we like with beef. That can really be a big game changer. And then you've got all your basics, right? I've always got cheese, I've always got eggs, I've always got tomato sauce, those kinds of things, spices. Then I can kind of concoct any of those things that I want. But then that's where the ongoing list comes, because you're out of black beans. That's not something you think of unless you know you're out. So once you use the last can, or there's only 1 can left, put it on that list, right? The only other thing that I can think of, and I know that I've been talking for a really long time, so I do apologize. I get really excited once I get going. I have an app. I don't pay for apps. It's free. It was a really big game changer for my family. I'm just pulling it up on my phone here so I can show you. I wonder if it can. So it's the Cozy app. Let me see if you can see it there. The one COZI. When you open it up, it says Cozy Family Life Simplified. Now you can pay for it and get extra features like remembering birthdays and stuff. I don't do that. Maybe that makes me a bad auntie. I don't do that. I'm not paying for that. But what it does have a family calendar, and it syncs up everybody's cell phone, so that if one of us has made a scheduled meeting, let's say I needed to go to the bank with my husband, or I needed to go to the dentist with my son, I can make an appointment. I can tag them in it, and it links it to their phone, and they get a message or a little ding reminding them that it's time. The thing that I like the most, though, is the lists. So I'm going to show you the bottom here. It has, well, that's not going to show very well. Shit. I mean, oops, I mean poop. Pardon me, I'm not going to do another take because that was a lot of talking already. I can get my grocery list here. Where is it? And this is a live grocery list. So I can be at the grocery store and my husband can remember, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell her we're out of sour cream. He can type it into his phone. It pops up on my phone as a new thing that I need as I'm crossing stuff off. Very, very helpful. I really like that. It also has the opportunity to do other lists, so like a grocery list or a dollar store list or a wholesale list or something, or a drugstore, so you can separate them. For a free app, I love it. And that can be helpful for meal planning simply because of the grocery feature. I think some of the added stuff would be like recipes and stuff that you can add if you pay for. I haven't done it. I don't know if that's any good. I'm just going to check and make sure that I did everything that I wanted to talk about. So again, that's the stuff I thought would be interesting and useful. If you're looking for any of the recipes, maybe that I said, well, how do you even make a chicken burrito? Call me, email me, ask Sarah to do so. I'll send something along. What about spice mixes, that kind of thing? Please don't hesitate to ask. You can call me directly or email me directly. We can set up an appointment. Right now I'm doing phone and video appointments to help people out. And sometimes it's just, hey, I've got these things are in my pantry and fridge. I can't go grocery shopping until Saturday. What can I make for the next couple of nights? Those are the kinds of things that I can actually be helpful with. But if you want a little bit of brainstorm, this is how my family works. These are the foods we like. I have one of them who's a vegetarian. How do I make that work? Those kinds of things really feel like a roadblock, and we can really plan around them, and I can do it. So if you want some help, please don't hesitate to call. I am covered as long as you live in Oxford County. I want to thank the Oxford County Library and Sarah for the opportunity to chat with you guys. Please don't hesitate to call, and we will talk another time. Take care.